guys, welcome back. Modi 101 here, and I'm here with Heather and AB.
Hey guys.
And we are back in Get Creative.
Yay!
Let me explain the weirdness in her voice. All right, so Heather and I have discussed it. And I know to a small group of people, this will be saddened to hear.
Very sad. Small. Very small.
Very small, but very sad.
Very small. Very sad.
Equally sadness to smallness. Maybe more small than... I don't know. Anyways, this is actually going to be the finale of Get Creative. Now, wait, I'm giving them a chance to wipe away their tears. So, this series was an experiment of something we wanted to try. Now, let me kind of let me give you a little bit of a rundown. 2, 3, 4, 5. Of how the fun of making YouTube videos is. So, you ever heard the phrase, you can't please all the people all the time?
All the time.
We are usually just aiming to please half the people a quarter of the time. Now, a couple things that we get, we'll make comments in videos all the time that will, and then people will respond. Some of those comments might be, ugh, I've been mining this whole episode, and I know you guys don't want to watch mining, right?
Yes. And then you've got the people that, oh no, we
love mining.
We want to watch all of that.
I hate blocks, and I like when you break them because that's one less than I have to deal with in my life. Kill them. Burn them all with fire. I always hate when we have entire episodes of us running around, looking for stuff.
Something.
That's my only complaint about Sprout.
Yeah.
Is that there, because, you know, like I said, we can, because there's, it's always finding the right formula for doing this. So let me give you an example. We can sit here off camera while watching a show and running around on a map looking for just whatever, different structures or whatever. We could do that for 3 hours, and it feels like 10 minutes.
I have.
Yeah, and it feels like 10 minutes, right?
Yep.
Because, you know, we're doing something, and it's a little mindless, and sometimes it's easier to like watch a show or even have a conversation or something when you're doing something that isn't, you know, that mind consuming, like just running around, because all your brain has to be like, hey, that's different, and then you're done. You know, that's something.
Yeah, and then you just click the journey maps to mark it and go on your way.
But then we have people being like, oh, we wanted to see the adventure. Now, if you remember, I said 3 hours of running around.
Let's see. We watched a movie Thursday. It was like, what, 2-hour movie, I think it was?
I don't remember what we watched.
The whole time I spent on Sprout. Just running.
Yeah.
Just running. I'll show you in the video because we're going to record that later today. So you guys will see it probably Saturday, maybe?
So there's always this fine line of, because off-camera work is pretty much there to do stuff that is boring, to take care of that stuff. Mining, you know, crafting, because you got to keep mining. 20 minutes. 20 minutes are how long a video are. So you think about 3 hours of her running around to find, you know, 2 things. That's like 3. God, no, that's what? 24. That's 15 videos. 3 a week. That is 5 weeks of videos of finding 2 structures.
Yep. And sometimes I don't even find 2.
Exactly. Now this isn't us just dogging on Sprout, because Sprout's a cool pack. We're just kind of...
No, I like that pack.
So, all right, so...
Out.
Now...
Out.
Oh, I thought you were doing like some cool catchphrase. Snoop out! And you were just going to hang up. I'd be like, okay, first of all, you're Heather. Second of all...
Get out of this building.
Stop trying to be all Ryan Seacrest on me. All right, so... One of the other things that we get quite a bit from, you know, over the years is A lot of time we don't like building on camera. One, because, well, for me, it just seems so drab and boring that I'm convinced nobody's going to finish watching. For Heather, she doesn't want you to see how the hot dogs are made and see that she's going to tear down this building and rebuild it 37 times.
Pretty much, yes.
But we have gotten for years comments of like, oh, watching people build a Minecraft is my favorite part. And we get that enough to where that was partially the inspiration for this series. Actually, not the chit-chatty part.
Nope.
That was kind of a byproduct of the whole thing. The idea was that we were going to do just a building-only series. No mining, no fighting mobs, no exploring, nothing. We were just going to build. Because, looking at the comments over the years, you feel like everybody loves when we build. It is the greatest thing that they have ever experienced. So, getting back to why this series is coming to an end after this episode. One is, I think the novelty I think we're right in a lot of our theories on what is overall boring.
Yeah.
And watching us just, even if we're using world edit and stuff like that, just placing blocks gets old. And and you know what? We get that. That's the argument we've been making for years. So
yeah, this is not exciting. Me placing these blocks.
Now the funny part is this series I think would have come to a screeching halt quite a while ago if it wasn't for the chit chat part.
Yeah.
And then what we inadvertently did.
Made a podcast.
We made a podcast while we did boring stuff.
Pretty much.
And both of us really enjoyed that. Now here's where the issue lies. Okay. Now, and this is always kind of a weird subject to bring up because then people get very finger pointy. We do this obviously for the fans. We do this as a job. We're not denying that. This is, partially our income, right?
Yep.
So, but in either aspect, so if you're talking about the fans or if you're talking about it being a job, you're watching views is very important in this industry.
Yes. Because
for the fans, even though there's going to be a few people who are like, no, this is my favorite series, and I've had a lot of people tell me that, and I really hope that this...
I have to.
I've had people come to streams and be like, the chit-chatty series that you and Heather have is one of my favorite. It's such a nice change.
It's real is what they tell me.
Yeah.
It's the real you guys.
Okay. But so... Basically, what I'm trying to get to is we need to find a way to tweak this format. So I will say this. The people, this is a very black and white series. There's no gray to this. And what I mean by that is either people love it or they just stop watching. I have very few people have been like, oh, you guys know that Get Creative series? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I tolerate that really well. Like, okay, all right.
I tolerate that.
And I'm like, all right, thanks, Mom. Go away. Anyways, they're like, oh, I really like it. I really dig it, which is pretty much the only feedback we're hearing. We're not necessarily hearing bad feedback. But what we're seeing is that the views from episode to episode are...
Okay,
and they always drop, don't get me wrong, but... It's been a fairly dramatic drop on this series.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit nichey. So there's from the fan side of it, obviously we only have so much content we put out a week and so many time slots. So obviously we want to try and put, what the majority of people want to see. Obviously while still keeping the people that like certain little, we're not going to have a mining series, so anybody else,
no,
don't get
no.
cool your britches, okay? It's not happening. you know, a new series by Pack from Tegan75 called Get Mining. It's
Get Mining.
Get Mining. Followed by our Skyblock series, Get Sieving.
Oh my god.
And followed by a second series called Let's Get Those Crops Started, where we just water and take care of crops. Anyways, so we want to try and appease as many people as we can while not alienating people that might like something different. Here's where the other issue comes in line. Heather and I are working on a little map for our Patreon, for a Patreon thing in the future called Metro.
Little.
It was like calling like a left-handed guy righty, that type of thing. So we're calling it their biker name is Tiny because they're really big. Statues like size-wise don't make it weird. Anyway, so in Metro we are pretty much Heather and myself alone. There's been a little bit of help, but weirdly enough, we get distracted the least, which is not
is really weird, but
yeah, really weird. So we are building and doing interiors of an entire city. We've been working on it we took 6 months to build it the first time 3 years ago. And then we've been updating everything and changing things, adding things, coming up with new ideas. We've been working on it since end of October.
The end of October.
It is now almost mid-December. And I would be remiss to say I don't even think that we've gotten 50% of it done. Maybe right around the 50% mark.
Yeah.
So our off time, when we're not doing off-camera work and we're not recording and we're not streaming and we're not hanging out with our families, we're not sleeping or eating or pooping. Sometimes all at the same time.
Gross.
I have rubber sheets, both for the taco meat and the poop, so we're good. By the way, I ate taco meat for lunch. Like, seriously, like 10 minutes ago. Anyways, we spend all our time on Metro building, and it is a grind. So the other side of this is Heather and I are getting extremely bored of the building on this. Okay. So this is kind of the quandary we sit at. We want to find a way to entertain the people that really like the chit-chatty part of this, which, mind you, was not the point of the series.
Nope.
and to be honest with you, I think Heather and I really enjoyed it as well.
Yeah, that was my favorite part.
Yeah, that was like the part of it. And that castle, no. The chit-chatty part, cool. So we got to try and figure out something where, and this is where the difficult part is. We want to still do kind of a like chit-chatty, maybe not as direct vloggy, because if we're doing something where we actually have to accomplish something that takes a little bit more mind power than just placing blocks. We probably won't be able to chit-chat, but we want to keep that me and Heather keeping it real, yo, feeling.
Keeping it real, yo.
Yeah. The
oh my god, can that be the name of the new series that whatever we decide to do?
Yo MTV Squad was another idea. Heather and Modi in the Hizzy. There was another one we were thinking
in the Hizzy.
And Modi and Heather present This Mixtape is Fire. So we have some options. Anyways, so yeah, we want to find something, because I think Heather and I both agree kind of the chit-chatty part kind of thing is kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, where we're more like me and her talking with you guys and telling you just dumb stories, because trust me, I have a million more dumb stories, and they get dumber.
They do.
Mind you, we recently had an episode where I talked about a dream I had that involved the Constructicons and some busty made-up woman that doesn't exist. So I didn't even make the little scale needle move at all in some of the weird ones we can have. So, but at the same time, we want to try and make something that people are visually entertained, where we're actually working on something and not just building. So it's going to be tricky. and that's where you guys come in. Let us know some stuff, not only packs you'd like to see or ideas or something, but also like concepts. And the weird part is, I hate when YouTubers and streamers like go to their people and be like, hey, give me some ideas on what to do. And it's like, do your own job, hippie. Like, you figure that's your job. That is literally your job, is to figure out what to do. So,
so here we are saying, what should we do?
Yeah, what should we do? We can figure something out to do, but we want to kind of have you guys chime in. I think one of the big things that Heather and I want to keep from this series going on is the connection with the people watching. We get a lot of comments from the people who watch. I've had people tell me about their random dreams. None of them Transformer sexual based, which I
told you were the only one.
All that's proved that people are liars. And I mean, keep in mind, I would be fine with Thundercats and kissing. Like, I'm saying that there's correlations. GoBots and Slight making out, whatever. Like over the shirt stuff. Anyways,
oh my God.
and GoBots like Leader 1 and Psykill. Yeah, I remember the GoBots too. God damn it, that was for Mikey. Anyways, so yeah, we want to try and find some, but we want to do one last episode to kind of wrap this up. We never really intended on finishing a village, and I think maybe that had something to do with it. But we just really, honestly, I'm uninspired for the building side. I do not want to do the inside of this castle, like, at all. Like, I have I think deep down, I think we all knew I wasn't going to, so.
Oh, I knew as soon as you started working on some other building, then I was like, oh, okay, well, the castle's going to be empty.
I think most people do the minute I placed the first block and said, I'm going to build a castle. He's never going to finish the inside of it. Sure, I will. No. I'm the equivalent of, like, a 6-year-old saying, I want a puppy, I'll take care of it, I'll walk it, I'll feed it, whatever. Anyway, so anybody, but we felt kind of bad because, like I said, the people who do like this really like it. So we want to try and find a hybrid where there's something a little bit more visual, but we still, because that's always been my thing. When you record by yourself, it's one-on-one with the viewer. I've always liked that. It's why I do solo stuff, even though my views on solo are never as good, is that I'm recording with you who's watching. When we record together, like in a group, say like Craftilization or anything else, that's you guys watching us interact with our friends. So that's more like watching a sitcom or like watching an episode of Friends. Yeah. At no point in time does Chandler turn to the camera and be like, do you guys want to go to the coffee house? Like, that did never happen. They just went, those inconsiderate jerks. Do you know how much they got paid? Never mind. I'm skewing off here. I'm skewing off. Anyways. So yeah, I think Heather would agree that we want to try and find that middle ground where it's not just you guys watching Heather and I yell at each other, but maybe we yell at you. Because we know that when we do a lot of stuff, you guys are yelling at your monitors or TVs, so it's only right if we yell back at you.
It's only fair.
Yeah. How would you like if you're in the middle watching a video and I just start screaming into my mic? You've got one in your hot bar. Why are you making another one? It's right. You've looked over it 12 times in that chest. It's a little jarring when you hear it the other way, isn't it, people? Anyways. So, yeah. So this is basically going to be the last episode of Get Creative. We're gonna now. We've told you guys a million times that we record 3 of these in a row. This is actually the first video of that set of recording, and we did this on purpose. Yep. The reason is that means you guys are watching this on Thursday if you're watching the day it comes out. So there won't be a Get Creative on Saturday or Monday, but in that time, now we record again on Monday. So in that time, prior to a week from us from now, we want to be able to see your guys' comments and see what you guys think. So even though the masses have left this series, and I want to make sure that you guys understand that we're not dumping it just because views are bad, like a lot of other YouTubers do. I really want the people to stick around to give us some ideas. So that hopefully we can find that hybrid of people who want to listen to our idiot stories, but then also people who want to listen and not just watch me literally run up and down the stairs that I've been doing for the last 5 minutes. So, anything to add on there, hun?
No, you pretty much covered it all.
Yeah, I like that you went super hype man this episode.
Yep.
I was expecting to be like, yes, we're going to try another series. Oh, no, he said another series.
Oh, was he supposed to do that?
Yeah, you were supposed to go full hype man.
Oh, you didn't tell me that before we started recording.
Yeah, well, I figured you would know. That's the
she didn't know she was supposed to do that.
Okay, now that I hear it out loud, let's not do that anymore. But you know what? I like your moxie. I like your spunk. You're a real go-getter, and I'm going to tell you right now. You keep up that attitude, you're going to go far in this business.
Yay!
in the world of print journalism, because for some reason in this story, I'm the editor of an old-timey newspaper. Anyways, I really like the word moxie. That's a fun word.
Moxie.
Yeah, that kid's got moxie. He's got spunk. He's got vigor. He's made up of piss and vinegar. I don't know if that's a real one. I may have just made that one up right now.
I think so.
You're an entire turpentine. Nope, that doesn't sound any better. Okay.
Turpentine?
Yeah. Like a light vinaigrette and pee-pee. Nope, that doesn't sound right.
Ew.
Either. All right, we're gonna workshop this stuff, and then we're gonna have something new. So let us know what you guys think. Let us know, like at the end of we didn't want just series to just stop, so we wanted to have kind of a explanation last episode kind of thing. And how the hell is it that on the last episode where we're not doing anything, I still find a way to go 5 minutes over? Damn it!
Finishing that building.
So yeah, let us know some ideas. You know, we're not looking to overhaul how we do everything, but we want to try and I don't know. Maybe the idea is like we're using this time slot, this series, us two, as kind of a little YouTube experimental type thing. Like this series, like whatever we do next is going to be the equivalent of like fusion jazz.
Oh, Lord.
It's going to be confusing. It's going to be annoying at times. And quite often I'm going to go, skiddly bop 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 bop. Sit bop.
No.
Doop doop. Ra-da-da-da.
No.
That was a duet, by the way. It would have been nice for you to jump in.
Don't scat.
Maybe we could have found like a compromise. Like I would have went. Bop. Oh no! He just bumped on you.
You told me I wasn't allowed to hype.
Yeah. Well, no, I meant you weren't allowed to hype poorly. Oh no! He said you're hyping. Oh god! Get away with the gun. Get away. We're not ending the series. Yeah, no, we're not ending the series this way. All right, guys. But like I said, let us know what you guys think. Give us some ideas. We want this to be a little bit more interactive than some of the other multi-person series we do, and we're trying to broaden our horizons. We're becoming artists. No, we're not. No. I actually recorded a video earlier today called Toot Farming. So honestly,
nice.
Yeah. I went off on a spiel about how toot farming is a very big moneymaker in Indonesia. You had to be there. Anyways, I'm not going to tell you which series, but let's just put it this way. There's a fool in it. He crafts things. All right, so starting next Thursday, a week from when this video is releasing for you guys, we are going to have something brand new, and hopefully with some of your guys' input, we'll be able to find a nice little hybrid. We still want to do the chit-chatty thing and whatnot and talking about things, but we're sick of building. I'm straight up tired of building this village, and we're not even halfway done. So all right, guys, well, God, did I go over after saying I went over?
Yes.
Holy crap, we were 10 minutes over. This is a long video. Well, you know what watch it in 10-minute spurts. That way you get 3 videos for this week of the series. I probably should have said that at the beginning. By the time they see it, whatever. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed the episode and the series. If you did, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Questions, comments, concerns, any of the other stuff we talked about, please put it down in the comment section. If you want to get yourself some cool squad gear, either putting it on the old Christmas list, getting it for a friend or loved one, or even if you, you know, grandma sends you that $25 check that you would have to then cash in the bank and then transfer the money to the point is you can go over. Are you just riding a horse around?
Yep.
I thought you were riding Snoop for a minute.
Oh my god.
And I was about to get on Bentley and we were going to battle. But yeah, go check out our Spreadshirt shops. Each one of us have our own. I don't know if we've talked about this in this series, but Heather now has a official Good Morning shirt.
I do.
That you guys can get your hands on, so go check that out.
There's also holiday stuff in my shop right now as well.
I really
and it's limited time only. You can only get it before Christmas.
Mine was so limited, I did it in October. Nobody saw it.
Nobody saw it.
Knowing me, I'm going to set up all the Christmas ornaments, I don't know, mid-January. So, anyways, guys, and also, if you want to come hang out with myself and Heather and chit-chat with us and the rest of the squad, play in our server, talk in our Discord, all of that stuff, head on over to our Patreon links down below. We love hanging out and meeting you guys. Go stop procrastinating. Don't be well me. Just go do it. Come join it, even if you just try it for a month and it's not your thing. Hey, at least you lived, and that's what I'm trying to get at. Put it on your bucket list if you have a crappy bucket list. Anyways,
riding this horse in F5 mode is hard.
Anyways, and wow. And lastly, if you want to get your very own Minecraft server, head on over to AMD Game. Use the link down below so you know you're coming from the squad. Use a coupon code to save yourself some money. And until the next series, hopefully with your guys' help, we want to thank you guys so much for hanging out. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.